Hello friends, it's me again, Joseph, your host, and welcome back to our channel and the Saint Story for Kids. Today, we're journeying back to 15th century Italy to uncover the extraordinary life of a woman who bridged the worlds of deep spirituality and profound artistic creativity. Saint Catherine of Bologna. She was a nun, a mystic, a writer, and even the founder of a monastery. But perhaps most uniquely, she is celebrated as the patron saint of artists. How did one woman embody so many roles, and what can her incredible story teach us today? Join us as we explore the vibrant life and lasting legacy of this remarkable saint. Born in 1413 in Bologna, Italy, Catherine de' Vigori entered a world of nobility and privilege. Her father was a prominent diplomat in the service of the Marquis of Ferrara. And from a young age, Catherine was brought into the glittering court life. She received a stellar education, becoming a lady-in-waiting to the Marquis's daughter. She learned to read and write, excelled in music, mastered the viola, and became skilled in painting and manuscript illumination. She was living a life many would dream of, surrounded by culture, art, and high society. But even amidst the glamour of the court, a different calling stirred within her heart. Catherine felt a deep, persistent pull toward a life dedicated entirely to God. At just 14 years old, she made a decision that shocked those around her. She chose to leave the court behind, turning away from a future of wealth and status to join a community of devout women. This group would later embrace the rule of Saint Clare, becoming Poor Clare nuns. This was the true beginning of her spiritual journey, a path she chose with conviction, trading worldly riches for the spiritual treasures she so deeply desired. Life in the convent was a world away from the Ferrara court, was a life of prayer, simplicity, and hard work. Catherine embraced it wholeheartedly. Her days were structured around a rhythm of communal prayer, private devotion, and manual labor. She served in various roles within the monastery, from baker to novice mistress, always demonstrating a profound humility. Despite her noble upbringing, she preferred humble tasks like baking and laundry. She never saw any task as beneath her, performing each duty with love and dedication. It was in this humble environment that her artistic talents truly blossomed. She didn't abandon her art. Instead, she consecrated it. Her painting and writing became extensions of her prayer, a way to express her love for God and to beautify the sacred space she called home. Her creativity wasn't a hobby, it was a form of worship. Catherine's spiritual life was incredibly deep and intense, marked by profound mystical experiences. She recorded many of her visions and spiritual battles in her most famous work, The 7 Spiritual Weapons. This book is a practical guide for spiritual warfare. It's offering advice on how to combat temptation and grow closer to God. She wrote about her struggles with doubt and spiritual dryness, making her experiences relatable to anyone who has ever faced challenges in their faith. The 7 Spiritual Weapons is a manual for spiritual warfare. Saint Catherine of Bologna details a program for spiritual combat against evil and temptation. She actually wrote this work near the end of her life to guide her sisters in the convent, drawing from her own intense mystical experiences. In it, she outlined 7 strategies to combat temptation. Number 1, diligence, solicitude in doing good. To be careful and constantly strive to perform good deeds. This involves being particular about keeping promises to God and avoiding a lukewarm or indifferent faith. Number 2, distrust of self-believing. We cannot do good alone. To believe that we cannot achieve anything truly good on our own merit. This weapon encourages humility by recognizing our dependence on God and questioning our own hidden intentions, such as pride. Number 3, confidence in God. To trust completely in God's love and provision. For love of Him, one should never fear the battle against evil, whether it exists in the world or within oneself. Number 4, remembrance and meditation on Christ's passion. To meditate frequently on the life words, and especially the suffering and death of Jesus. Catherine considered this the most powerful weapon for winning spiritual battles. Number 5, mindfulness of one's own death. To remember that life is temporary, and we must eventually stand before God. This awareness is meant to inspire a virtuous life and help one avoid neglecting the goods left undone. Number 6, memory of the glory of heaven. To keep the benefits of heaven or the rewards of paradise firmly in mind. This provides the strength and endurance needed to abandon vain worldly pleasures. Number 7, knowledge of Scripture to guide all actions. To be deeply familiar with the Bible, cherishing it in the heart, Catherine taught that Scripture should provide the direction for all thoughts and actions. Following the example of Christ in the desert, Catherine stressed that these weapons must be used with discretion, practicing virtues and proper measures so the enemy cannot use excessive zeal to cause harm or burnout. Her writings weren't just abstract theology. They were born from her lived experience, offering powerful insights into the human soul's journey toward the divine. These visions and writings cemented her reputation as a great mystic and spiritual teacher. She reported many mystical experiences, including a vision on Christmas Eve where the Virgin Mary allowed her to hold the infant Jesus, who reportedly kissed her. So, why is Catherine the patron saint of artists? It's because she saw no conflict between her faith and her art. In fact, she believed her creative talents were a direct gift from God, meant to be used for His glory. In a time when religious life often meant renouncing worldly pursuits, Catherine sanctified her art. She painted religious scenes, illuminated manuscripts, and wrote spiritual treatises. For her, a beautifully painted icon or a well-written prayer was a powerful tool for evangelization and devotion. She illustrated her own breviary with over 1,000 rubrics and portraits. Her painting St. Ursula and her maidens is still on display in Venice. She showed that creativity is a spiritual pathway, a way to contemplate the beauty of God and share that beauty with the world. Her life is a testament to the idea that our talents, whatever they may be, can be a holy offering. Saint Catherine died on March 9, 1463, at the age of 49. Her fellow sisters and soon the broader population of Bologna venerated her as a saint. After her death, her body was found to be incorrupt. Today, she remains uniquely displayed in a seated position on a golden throne in the Church of Corpus Domini in Bologna. Many miracles were reported at her tomb, ranging from healings from illnesses to spiritual conversions. Catherine's reputation for holiness only increased over time, leading to her canonization by Pope Clement XI in 1712. Now, let's distill some key lessons from St. Catherine's life. Lessons that are just as relevant for us today as they were in the 15th century. First, faith and devotion. Catherine's entire life was anchored in her unwavering faith. From leaving the court to facing spiritual battles, her trust in God was her constant guide. She reminds us that a deep, personal relationship with God is the foundation upon which we can build a meaningful life, no matter the external circumstances. Second, humility and service. Despite her noble background and incredible talents, Catherine lived a life of profound humility. She served her sisters in the convent with joy, taking on the most menial tasks. Her example teaches us the beauty of a servant's heart, and that true greatness is found not in being served, but in serving others with love. Third, creativity as a spiritual gift. Catherine is a powerful reminder that our creative abilities are from God. Whether you paint, write, sing, or even cook, your talents can be a form of prayer. She encourages us to use our gifts not just for ourselves, but to bring beauty, truth, and goodness into the world, reflecting the ultimate creator. Don't hide your talents. Consecrate them. And finally, perseverance in adversity. Catherine's writings reveal that she faced intense spiritual struggles, doubts, and temptations. But she never gave up. She fought her battles with the spiritual weapons of faith, prayer, and trust in God's mercy. Her life shows us that facing challenges is a normal part of the spiritual journey, and with perseverance and faith, we can overcome them. In conclusion, Saint Catherine of Bologna was more than just a historical figure. She is a timeless model of faith in action. She was a mystic who was grounded in reality, an artist who was devoted to service, and a noblewoman who embraced radical humility. Her legacy is a powerful message that a life dedicated to God doesn't mean suppressing our humanity or our talents, but rather elevating them for a higher purpose. Her story continues to inspire believers, especially artists, to see their work as a sacred calling and their lives as a masterpiece painted for the glory of God. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the life of Saint Catherine of Bologna. I hope her story has inspired you as much as it has inspired me. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and consider subscribing for more stories of faith and inspiration. Please consider also becoming a member of our channel, or making a one-time donation through Super Thanks to support us and our mission. Take care, everyone. Stay healthy and hungry for holiness. We'll see you in the next one, and may the Lord bless and keep you always.